Donald Trump told Americans he would bring down consumer prices on day one, but now he's shifting his focus to much more pressing issues like arts programming at the Kennedy Center and banning media outlets who won't go along with his dumb geographical name changes. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Voters made it clear when they re-elected Donald Trump that their number one issue was grocery prices. And I know it can seem sometimes like Trump is easily distracted by silly stuff like annexing Greenland or making Canada the 51st state or dancing with a sword like he's in a dinner theater production of Pirates of Penzance. But I assure you, this man is locked in on the kitchen table issues that matter to the lives of average Americans.
Today, President Trump announced that in addition to being president of the United States, he is now chairman of Washington's Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. He was elected by a board that he recently shook up, replacing appointees by Democratic presidents with Trump loyalists.
He says, quote, "It is a great honor to be chairman, especially with this amazing board of trustees. We will make it a very special and exciting place."
That's right. Trump put himself in charge of the arts programming at the Kennedy Center. I can't wait for the next Kennedy Center honors to feature Kid Rock, Lee Greenwood, and Big Mouth Billy Bass. We love Kid, we love Lee, but Billy is a true icon. You know, he's toured with all the greats, Springsteen, McCartney. You know what's weird, though? He never toured with Fish. You would think it was a natural, but their songs are so long and his batteries kept running out. But good news, he's here tonight to perform for us. Take it away, Billy. Take it away, Billy. What's that? Oh, right. He's on a motion sensor. Okay. This is the job Trump really wants. At his core, he's just an old rich guy who wants to sit on boards and play golf and call waitresses honey. And you know what? I say let him have it. This could be a good thing. If he spends all his time programming concerts at the Kennedy Center, maybe he'll spend less time dismantling the government. Although, let's be honest, the reason he has time for the concerts is because Elon Musk is the one dismantling the government. But still, it's fun sometimes to pretend bad things might be good things. But Trump has put a lot of thought into this. He held a phone call with members of the Kennedy Center board, mostly Trump loyalists, after he put himself in charge, and it seems like he's got a firm grasp on the job.
It's a very exciting development. It's going to be great. I think we're going to do something very special. It got very wokey, and some people were not happy with it, and some people refused to go, and we're not going to have that. I think we're going to make it hot. We made the presidency hot, so this should be easy.
You didn't make the presidency hot unless you mean hot like a low-grade fever, or hot like when it's snowing, so you wear a big puffy coat, but then you're on the subway and it's packed and sweat runs down your back into your butt crack. If that's what you mean, then yeah, man, you made it hot. So the Kennedy Center is one frivolous distraction Trump is obsessed with, but now that the takeover is complete, I'm sure he'll get back to focusing on the big issue, grocery prices. And no, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not snarkily teeing up a clip that proves the opposite of what I'm saying. I don't know what clips are coming up because I don't come to rehearsal. If this next clip isn't about Donald Trump proposing a plan to lower grocery prices, I'll be just as shocked as you are. Now, to take a great old big sip of tea.
The Associated Press says its reporters were banned from two White House events yesterday, one in the Oval Office, the other in the White House diplomatic room. The administration is currently at odds with the news agency after demanding the AP alter its style policy on the Gulf of Mexico, which President Trump has ordered renamed the Gulf of America.
Oh, were you expecting a spit take? Of course I know what clips are coming. You think anything here happens without my say-so? I know every word of the script before I come out here because my employees respect me, so that proves it. Seth is a lying bitch because he's a little bitch. Wait, Wally?
It was in the script. It was in the script.
Fine. I don't read the script. The point is, the White House is now barring media outlets from covering press conferences if those outlets don't refer to the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. And as dumb as that sounds, The explanation from the White House press secretary was even dumber.
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is.
No, it's not. It's been the Gulf of Mexico for 400 years, and everyone else in the world still calls it that. And even if you did change it, at least give people like a week to process it before you start throwing elbows around. Like, give them a week to call it the body of water formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico or something. You think you can just change? You think you can just change the name and have Apple and Google Maps just go along with, what's that? Apple and Google already changed it, and we should stop waiting for tech companies to be part of the pushback. And in fact, we should accept that if Donald Trump wanted his head to be the new Apple logo, that would probably happen too. You know, it's funny, I really didn't come to rehearsal for that. First time I saw it, and I didn't like it. So Trump has been spending most of his time so far on arts programming at the Kennedy Center and renaming bodies of water. What about his ongoing attempts to dismantle the government through Elon Musk's Doge? Can Trump give us one single clear-cut example of waste or fraud or abuse that Doge has uncovered? There must be something that's easy to explain and easy to understand.
Take a look at the Gerald Ford, the aircraft carrier, the Ford. It was supposed to cost $3 billion. It ends up costing like $18 billion. And they make, of course, all electric catapults, which don't work. And they have all magnetic elevators. They lift up 25 planes at a time, 20 planes at a time. And instead of using hydraulic, like on tractors that can handle anything from hurricanes to lightning to anything, they use magnets. It's a new theory. Magnets are going to lift the planes up, and it doesn't work. And they had billions and billions of dollars of cost overruns. I met the architect. I said, have you designed a ship before? This is one of the biggest ships in the world. It's like landing at LaGuardia Airport. But you look at the kind of waste, fraud, and abuse that this country is going through, and we have to straighten it out.
What are you talking about? And I'm going to stress. I'm not asking rhetorically, for real. Can you tell us what the you're talking about? Every time Trump speaks, I feel like a guy who started season 2 of Severance without watching season 1. Wait, why are they on a frozen lake? Also, who's Rickon? And again, you met the architect? All his stories sound like a heist movie where everyone agreed not to use real names. Who are you? You can call me the architect. Who are you? You can call me the magnet guy. I lift the planes up with the magnets and I design the big ship, LaGuardia big, and hydraulics, hurricane tractors, that kind of stuff. I don't want to do this heist anymore. Trump can't explain what Doge is doing because the reality of what they're doing is unpopular and illegal. They've been blocked multiple times by the courts. They're threatening everything from life-saving medical research to nutritional aid for poor children to public school funding to the agency that protects you from predatory bank practices like mortgage scams and overdraft fees, or as Fox News put it,
I'm actually very appreciative to Elon Musk, the smartest guy in the world, one of the richest guys in the world. It's volunteering to do this for our country.
Yeah, he's just volunteering. He's basically an after-school tutor. In fact, he's really helping this troubled young gentleman turn his life around. My life was headed the wrong way, but then Elon helped me turn it around, all with the help of
magnets.
But Fox is right. What could the richest man in the world, with a defense contract and a car company and a rocket company and a medical device company and a social media company and ties to foreign governments and large crypto holdings, possibly have to gain from having direct control over the federal government? All right, this time I am being sarcastic. Take a look.
Elon Musk owns X, which has been losing money like crazy. So Elon has a plan for a new payment platform called X Money. Elon wants X Money to touch every part of your financial life. The CFPB is there to make sure that Elon's new project can't scam you or steal your sensitive personal data. So Elon's solution, get rid of the cops, kill the CFPB.
That's right. Musk is literally in the process right now of turning X into a peer-to-peer payment system while simultaneously dismantling the agency that oversees payment systems. But he thinks he can get away with it by deploying Dr. Science over here to bore everyone to death by talking about magnets and hydraulics. Donald, can you explain how electricity works while I steal some more money? You got it, Elon. Electricity is just tiny little bolts of electricity. Little pieces of lightning that come from the sky, then they go into the little wires, and the wires go right into Billy Big Mouth Bass. And he sings one of his beautiful songs. Isn't that right, Billy? Billy? I think we maybe overestimated how psyched people would be to see Billy. You know? Like after the first one, I was kind of like, oh, we're calling it back. Nothing we can do, right? Not like he knew, he's a fish. And if you're wondering how his, oh, well, God, there's more. Well, maybe we'll get you back with this. Pretend like none of this, me being down on it, happened. I'm gonna say it like it's been going well. And if you're wondering how his head moves, it's
Hydraulic.
But despite everything Elon obviously has to gain from this endeavor, he's assured us that he will be super transparent.
We actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, our actions, we post our actions to the Doge handle on X. I fully expect to be scrutinized and get a daily proctology exam.
You do? Is that why you're always making this face? He looks uncomfortable, but also intrigued. There's a lot of bad stuff happening right now, and it can be overwhelming. Trump seems to be abandoning Ukraine in favor of autocracies like Russia. A dangerous anti-vax con man just became the nation's health secretary. But there's one through line to all of it, which is this. They're trying to rip you off, and they hope you'll be distracted by all the nonsense going through Trump's head. The dude can't even explain how magnets work. It turns out the space between his ears is the real
Gulf of America.
This has been A Closer Look.
It's a fight-off!